Alright, welcome LEGO fans to a long-expected update video here on Dol Guldur Battle's channel. And today we have for you an update on our $59 to $80, I believe, price comparisons video, in which we showed all the Lord of the Rings / Hobbit sets that were in that price range, and we rated them, and I declared a victor. Now, those four sets were Battle of the Black Gate, which was about $60, Mines of Moria, which is right at $80, Unexpected Gathering, which I believe is the only $70 set in those two waves for now, at least. And what was the final one? Oh, Attack on Weathertop, how could I forget? And the victor there, I'd said it was the Mines of Moria, but then I also said that if you're buying for T-Falls or A-Falls, it could possibly be an Unexpected Gathering. So it's kind of a tie between those two, but if I had to choose one, I would say the Mines of Moria. Just because Unexpected Gathering has absolutely no play value unless you enjoy de-roofing people's homes. So, but now of course we have a new set in this category. That's Dol Guldur Battle, and this retails for about $60, and yet it comes with, I believe, almost 800 pieces. Let me check that really quickly here. Long box. 797 pieces, so right at 800 basically. So they could have retailed this for $80. I really wouldn't have cared. I mean, it's nice to save 20 bucks, of course, but you would think that they would have priced it at $80 because of the number of pieces and the fact that there's 3 exclusive minifigures in here and a lot of functions. So right there, Dol Guldur Battle is on my thumbs up list because of the price per piece comparison count thing. Now in the actual set there aren't a lot of interesting exclusive pieces, although there are a few. So far we're looking at a good set. But of course in this video I'll be giving a recap, but it's nothing like the actual review. We did that a couple months ago with Feanor II and Andrew 19, Andrew 30. Of course they're not here, so of course right there this isn't going to be as good a video. Unless you really like me. Anyway, I'm out of breath because I had to run over and look at that box. So we're doing a recap and then telling you my thoughts about the set briefly, and then seeing and declaring if this set beats the Mines of Moria and Unexpected Gathering and Battle of the Black Gate and Attack on Weathertop. So you'll have to wait and see about that. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the set, very quick, although I tend to be a bit long-winded about LEGO sets. So we do get, I believe, 6 minifigures. Well, it's kind of like between 6 and 8 because there's 2 minifigures that some people count and some people don't. We'll go ahead and take a look at the ones that everybody counts first. So we get 2 Gundabad orcs. Of course, they are not exclusive. They come in 2 other sets. One of which will play a factor in this video as well. One has the shoulder armor, one does not. We also get Gandalf the Grey. I'm not going to say anything about him now because, as you know, he's in just about he's in almost every Lord of the Rings set and Hobbit set, it seems like, even though he's not. Then our 3 exclusive minifigures. I'll show them to you in the order that I think is least exciting and most exciting. Here's a Necromancer. If they had to make a minifigure of Sauron, this is probably the best they could have done, unless they gave us the one that we see in the prologue to the Lord of the Rings, which would be awesome. But he doesn't really look like that in the new Hobbit movies. He kind of does in the new one, but still not really. So this really does not look like Sauron from the new movies, but I suppose if they want to give us a minifigure, this will do. They could have made his minifigure better, in my opinion, though, by making him glow in the dark. Just my thoughts. Here's Radagast the Brown, one of the 5 Astari. Some of you have no idea what I'm talking about. Do some Tolkien research if you don't. There's his smiley face. And he comes with his staff, which has a blue crystal at the top. And the head and beard all one piece. The feather is a separate piece, although, whatever. And he comes with his brown cape and some fairly nice forest hermit looking printing. Because that's what he is. And finally, the most exciting minifigure in the set is Azog the Defiler, the Pale Orc. And not only does he come with this awesome head / sandwich piece, some very cool printing, but his one of his hands has his distinctive hook arm, because his arm was cut off by Thorn Oakenshield, and yet this guy survived, so that tells you how tough he is. And then he carved those tattoos into himself. Don't ask me, Feanor told me that. Well, that's in the appendices too, I believe. And he comes with this big mace thing, club, so that he can hurt people easily. So then we get two half minifigures. One is a skeleton. I'm not saying anything about him except his arm's flail. And then the other is this statue right in front of you. I would probably consider this a minifigure because the pieces are pretty cool, I think. But not the skeleton. Speaking of this statue, we do get a function on this smallest part of the set. Inside is this ring. And some of you probably think it's the One Ring, the one that Frodo throws into Mount Doom in Lord of the Rings, but it's not. It is the Lost Dwarf Ring, and this is getting into some very complicated Tolkien mythology stuff. But briefly, I'll try to explain it briefly. There's 7 dwarf rings. 6 of them, their fate is known, but this one is not until Gandalf goes here. This is talked about in the extended edition to AUJ, Unexpected Journey. And I've heard some rumors that this is going to play a key factor in the extended edition to T-DOS. So we'll have to wait a few months to see about that, unfortunately. But if that's in the extended edition, I am glad that they put it in here. I like it when LEGO puts extended edition material into their sets, like the Mouth of Sauron and all that good stuff. Sonny, drop the LEGO head. That better not be an exclusive head. So, there are your minifigures. Let's take a look at the actual set. I'll show you the outside first, I suppose. Not a whole lot to say about it, though. There's a cobweb here. We can lift that up, of course. And over here we do have some opening doors. Although this is not accurate. There should be a gigantic bridge coming out here and no doors. So, inaccuracy there, but it's okay, I suppose. I can overlook it. It's definitely more overlookable, I don't even know if that's a word, than some other things that LEGO has done. So, we do get a function up here. If we tilt this reed, tendril looking thing, the skull drops out of the sky and hits unsuspecting people, perhaps knocking them unconscious or even breaking their skull bone. Yes, we do get kind of violent here on Bill Brook and Nine's channel, sorry. And if you want to get really fun, you can put 2 skulls up there. Or maybe you want to get really crazy and put more than 2. Which is pretty tricky, actually. See, got these big T-fall fingers. So, there we go. Now, if we put these back here. This is going to make it to my top 10 videos, isn't it, for Season 2? I think it is. Big T-fall fingers is what I'm going to call this section of the video. I do make that part of the top 10. Okay, here we go. Now we got them. So there, now you see what happens when you get big T-fall fingers. So, there's that function. We do get some stairways here, and there's some minifigure display room. You can put a jumper plate up here for you guys. And of course these rustic teeth looking things are all over the place in this set. Now here's another function. This is to reveal the Necromancer of Dol Guldur, otherwise known as Sauron, the evil one, the Dark Lord, whatever you want to call him, he's there. And you're supposed to have it like this, and then when you want to reveal Sauron and scare all your friends half to death, you go, it's Sauron! I don't think that's really going to scare them. Unless they're really scared of minifigures. Scary looking minifigures. And you can also twirl it around like that. You can make the Necromancer get all dizzy and stuff so that he can't hurt Gandalf and put him in a cage. Oh, spoiler alert. Now over here, it looks nice and safe and boring, doesn't it? But it's not. Because if we put a minifigure here, sorry Gandalf, but you're about to really get hurt. Because there's a hidden sword in the wall, and it's here to attack you. And you can just keep hitting Gandalf or whoever you want to over and over again with this sword. And if they get into the position that they're in now, nothing's going to happen. You're just going to keep hitting... There we go. Finally. So that's how that works. And there is a pin in the back, and I'll try to show that to you if I can. That right there, that great technical piece. That activates hidden sword. And of course, if you want them to get through unharmed, you just lift the spider web. Now over here is kind of like the Dol Guldur Tower. And I'm going to go and turn it around, but the rooms inside of it are extremely boring. Just get a couple planks with some stickers on them, a barrel, an orc sword. Doesn't get interesting until we get to the top. That's where it gets pretty interesting. Now up here, you have two choices. You can either do what I've done and put the skeleton there. I'm going to show you how that works later because that's one of my favorite parts of the set. But if you want to, instead of having that there, you can just put this catapult here. But who's going to do that? Seriously, who is going to do that? No offense if you did that. But anyway, you just put that there and fire the catapult. Or the entire... that there. Fire the catapult's rock, not fire the catapult itself. And fire it unsuspecting, or maybe suspecting people. And that's actually a pretty poor working catapult. Because this rock thing's annoying and it's going to bounce the rock right back. So that's where you're going to want to put this there instead. Not only that, but it's a better function too. So what you do is there's a skeleton in the cage. You put someone down below, like Azog the Defiler. Pull this pin out, and oh, Azog is going to be sore in the morning. Now, if you want to make it accurate to the movie, there are skeletons in those cages, but later on, the last time we see Gandalf in the theatrical version of T-DOS, he is stuck in one of these cages. Yeah, Gandalf actually lost. Actually, he loses a lot. So you can hang Gandalf in the cage like that until next Christmas, when we get to see what happens to Gandalf. And then you can do this. So, we don't know who's going to rescue him. If you've seen Lord of the Rings, you know he's going to get rescued, but we just don't know by who, because this is a change that Peter Jackson made. It's not mentioned in any books that Gandalf got captured by the Necromancer. He did go to Dol Guldur, but it does not mention him getting captured by the Necromancer. Peter Jackson changed, one of many changes that he made to T-DOS and the Hobbit story. So anyway, oh, not quite. So if you think those functions are good, we'll wait until you get a look at this. Yes, those holes are there for a reason. That's so you can get another set called Dol Guldur Ambush. Hook it in right there. Without breaking something, which is going to be pretty hard actually, because this is actually somewhat flimsy. Probably my fault though, not the designer's faults. Oh wait, I won't be able to show you the function. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so there is Dol Guldur Ambush. So if you connect the two sets together, of course you're going to have a massive Dol Guldur. And we're actually going to film a video where me, Feanor, and Andrew combine all three of our Dol Guldur Ambush and Dol Guldur Battle sets and make an absolutely enormous Dol Guldur. So make sure that you definitely stay tuned for that. Don't miss that. So, and in that set, of course, you're going to get Beorn, a couple more orcs, a double catapult, and lots of other good stuff. So, so, does Dol Guldur beat any of the other sets? Well, first of all, let me tell you my thoughts about build, play, and display. For builds, it's okay. It's not the greatest, though, because Dol Guldur is absolutely massive in the movie. This doesn't really capture the likeness, but it can. I mean, unless they made an Ultimate Collector's set or something, they could not capture Dol Guldur's likeness, because it's just so huge. So, but then they had to add those gates there instead of a bridge or something. So, for the builds, it's okay, but it's not the greatest. Play, however, it's absolutely amazing. It's second only, well, let's just say it's behind maybe one or two other sets. Mines of Moria, definitely, and maybe the Goblin King Battle. But I'd say this is definitely third on my list. As you saw, it's pretty playable, especially if you hook it up to Dol Guldur Ambush and you get giant hammers and a flick missile and lots of other cool stuff. So, very good for play. And for display, it's not the greatest for display either, just because it's another big gray piece of architecture. Similar coloring to the Mines of Moria and stuff, so it's not really going to stand out on your shelf like, say, an Unexpected Gathering, or the Council of Elrond, or of course the Tower of Orthanc will. So, does it beat the Mines of Moria and perhaps an Unexpected Gathering? No, it does not. Just doesn't. Because Mines of Moria is extremely playable, it's a little more playable than this. I think it's better for display and build, though, so that's why that still remains a victor. And of course, an Unexpected Gathering, that's really hard to beat. It's bag ends, so you can't really beat that. But anyway, thanks for tuning into this price comparisons update video. I think I'm done filming the update videos for now until we get some more Lord of the Rings or Hobbit themed sets. And so far, I haven't heard much in the way of rumors for Lord of the Rings. We'll definitely be getting another Hobbit wave because the instruction booklet said the journey concludes next year. So we're definitely going to get one more wave of the Hobbit, just one though. For Lord of the Rings, I have not heard any more rumors, so that'll be interesting to see if we get any more. My thoughts, I think we will. Maybe they're just keeping it secret and keeping it safe. I say that. I have heard some very good rumors. I mean, it's Tirith, it's Gilead, I'm on N. Nothing about Barad-dûr, Mount Doom, or the Balrog or anything, but I mean, it's Tirith. So we need to wait. It's the City of Kings. We need it. So, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. And where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Oh, there he is. Sauron is going to come and get you and haunt your dreams for the rest of your life.